Hello all, I'm Divya and today I'm going to talk on human respiratory system and its illness. So, respiratory system is an organ system that involves organs and tissue that works together that will help in in breathing. So, human respiratory system involves breathing. Breathing is a mechanism in which we inhale the air and we exhale out the air. So inhalation and exhalation involve in respiration or breathing. So the primary function of respiratory system is to intake the oxygen and expel out carbon dioxide. So the function of respiratory system, the first one is gas exchange. Gas exchange involves carbon dioxide and oxygen. So from body, uh, carbon dioxide is expelled out and from the environment oxygen is taken. So each and every body and each and every cells in the body require oxygen to live, as oxygen is very vital part of the human respiratory system and the life of humans. So gas exchange is one of the function, and the second function involves maintenance of homeostasis. So it means this respiratory system balances the pH. So oxygen is taken inside. So if the oxygen is taken inside by all cells, so all cells take oxygen and they expel out carbon dioxide. So if oxygen is taken and carbon dioxide is not released, so, out of the cells, so it will increase the level of carbon dioxide, and the blood pH ranges between 7 to 7.4. So if carbon dioxide level increases, then pH will decrease, it will become acidic. So to maintain this, carbon dioxide is expelled out. This By this way, respiration will maintain the pH between it maintain the pH and acid balance relations. Then the third function is speech production. So for speech production, vocal cord, that is larynx, is taken part larynx take parts in speech production, and vocal folds, mouth, nose, tongue, jaw help us to produce speech by inhaling air. So this is about the functions. Now talking about the air that we breathe and the one that we expel out. So while breathing or while inhaling, we take about 78% of nitrogen, and the oxygen is about 21%, and carbon dioxide is 0.03%, and other gases will be 0.97%. This is the composition of inhaled air, and the exhaled air consists of the nitrogen, that is 78%, oxygen 16%, carbon dioxide 4%, and other gases 2%. So this is all about the composition of the gases present in the air. Now we will going to talk on parts of respiratory system. So respiratory system is divided into two parts: upper respiratory system and lower respiratory system. Respiratory system is above the chest cavity. So it involves nasal cavity. Nasal cavity. Nasal cavity consists of nose and mouth. Nose have two opening, the nostrils, and the hairs is present in the nostrils, and this hair will help us to filter the air at very first. So nostrils contain hair, that hair will help us to trap the dust and help in inhalation and exhalation. So this is all about the first part, nasal cavity. Then second comes sinuses. Sinuses are air filled bags that help us to light the skull, means it light the weight of the skull. and these also regulate temperature and humidity. And the third one is pharynx. Pharynx play important part in what it play important role in speech, and it is a common passage for food and air. And the third one and the fourth one is larynx. Larynx is called as voice box, and the vocal cord is present in the larynx. And then comes a lower respiratory system. So lower respiratory system consists of trachea. Trachea is called as windpipe, and it carries and filter the air, and it is broken down into bronchi into tubes, and these bronchi carry the air to the lungs, and it also trap the dust particle and throw it by sneezing. And then comes the bronchi. Bronchi create a network of intricate passages that supplies the lungs with oxygen, and it carry mucus up and out. So bronchi carry mucus up and out, and these bronchi are divided into secondary bronchi and tertiary bronchi, and bronchioles. And the further these bronchi are end with the small air sacs called as alveoli, and these alveoli are single cell sacs of air with the thin walls, and it facilitated the um, exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide into the blood capillaries. Then comes the lungs. Lung is pyramid shaped organs, and lungs is of two pairs, left and right. Right pair consists of three lobes, and left pair consists of two lobes. Left pair make up the space for the heart, that's why they consist of two lobes. And lungs are the primary organ of respiration, and this lung is located in thoracic cavity of the chest. Then comes diaphragm. Diaphragm, it is a flat fold like structure, and it is main respiratory muscles. So when we breathe in, the diaphragm will make space for lungs to intake as much oxygen as possible, as much air as possible. And then when we breathe out, diaphragm come to its original position. And the tissue that present in the lungs, or we can call it nasal cavity and bronchi, are respiratory epithelium tissue, and it consists of pseudo stratified columnar epithelial tissue with goblet cells. So respiration involves gas exchange mechanism. So gas exchange mechanism in this process, diffusion is the important process. Diffusion means from higher concentration to lower concentration. So alveoli consist of the air with lower concentration of carbon dioxide and higher concentration of oxygen, and the deoxygenated blood capillaries consist of the RBCs with higher concentration of carbon dioxide and lower concentration of oxygen. So this higher concentration of carbon dioxide enters into the alveoli with a lower concentration of carbon dioxide, and it is breathed out. And then the oxygen in a higher concentration in alveoli enters into the bloodstream. So from higher concentration it enters into the bloodstream and give oxygenated blood. So this is all about the mechanism of gas exchange. Now we will talk about illness related to the respiratory tract. So the first one is common cold or common cold or upper respiratory infection. And then the second comes second we can call it as sinusitis. It is inflammation to the sinuses that will result in thick nasal mucus and plugged nose plugged nose, and this will result in pain in the face. Then comes pharyngitis or sore throat. It is infection to the pharynx. It will lead to the it will lead to the swallowing problem. So it is really hard to swallow. And then comes pneumonia. um, and of pneumonia is infection to the lungs, and it affect the air sacs, that is alveoli. Then comes asthma. In asthma, the airway narrows and swell, and it produces extra mucus, so it make breathe difficult. And then tuberculosis. That's all about respiratory system. Thank you.